Hi, Anissa Coy here with Firehouse Education and this week's video column for our weekly e-newsletter, which if you are not subscribed to, you can go to rnrmagonline.com and be one of the cool kids and subscribe. And today I'm here bringing you video number 3 in a series, a 4-part series that we're doing on cat losses. And so what we covered in video 1 was whether or not should you even be doing cat losses. Do you have the resources to do that? The second video that we did in the series, we were talking about your documentation, paperwork, sorry. Got a little flustered there. Your documentation and paperwork, what you need to be able to do the job and do it right and get paid and that sort of thing. And now this week in video number 3 of the series, we're going to be talking about adjusters. When you're working on cat losses, it's a little bit different situation. So what I want to go over with you is the different types of adjusters that you might encounter in a cat loss situation. For instance, you're going to have 4 different types of adjusters. You're going to have a local field adjuster, you're going to have a cat loss field adjuster, you're going to have a phone adjuster, and on some rare occasions you will have what they call a large loss adjuster. Now, first off, I want to do a little clarification and definition here. In one of the videos in the, I think the first video in the series, I talked about large losses, and I want to differentiate. A cat loss is when there's a large catastrophe situation that has occurred and affected many, many people, usually over multiple states, but not always. A large loss can be a single individual loss that occurs, but it's a very high dollar amount, okay? So in a cat loss situation, you could come across a large loss adjuster that you're dealing with because maybe it's $1 million home or it's a business that lost, I want to say, you know, the number is slipping my mind, but I want to say if it's over $150,000 that it's considered in a single occurrence, it can be considered a large loss. In business, I believe it's $250,000, but don't quote me on that. So a large loss adjuster may come in to an area that has a cat loss because an individual loss is a very high profile or expensive policy, big policy, and there's a large loss involved in that situation, okay? So let's talk about the different types of adjusters and exactly what they do. Local field adjuster, that's pretty much what you've been dealing with when you do your one-off claims back home, okay? So that's gonna be a local person, might even be known by you may have worked with them before, okay? The cat loss field adjuster is someone that they would call in from all over the country, okay? And probably someone you've never met before, probably someone you'll never meet now, okay? We call them right and run adjusters. They come in, they're set up with a printer, a laptop, iPad, that sort of thing. They come in, they do an immediate inspection, do an estimate or scope of repairs based upon their initial visual inspection, and they go out to their car, print this up, print up a check, and walk back in and hand it to the homeowner. So we call them right and run adjusters. They just get in, write the check, and get out. Okay, that's what the insurance companies do when they have such a huge amount of losses come in right away, so that they can get these claims processed in a timely manner. Okay, and then you have the phone adjuster, and the phone adjuster can often happen in a localized cat loss type situation where they don't actually send out field adjusters, but they're handling it over the phone. This can also happen if you're in a preferred situation. It's what we had when we went back to Hurricane Irene. You know, we were pre-set up with USAA. We actually got the losses from them directly. We went out, collected deductibles, got paid right from USAA, and they never sent out adjusters. We were the adjusters. So everything was over the phone basically with them. So that's what a phone adjuster would be dealing with. And they can be all over the country. They may be local, but they could also be somewhere clear across the country from where the cat loss is occurring. Or has occurred. The other is, again, the large loss adjuster that I just talked about in the beginning. And a large loss adjuster will often fly in, almost always fly in, take a look at the situation, assess it. They'll do their scope of repairs, and will often issue payment, partial payment right away, but not always. Okay, so it's a little different circumstance. In a large loss situation, you're going to be dealing with the adjuster over the phone and via email because they're almost always never in the area where their loss is occurring. They're traveling all over the United States, okay? So the important thing to remember here is this. When you're dealing in a cat loss situation with adjusters, it's probably going to be someone that you never physically get to meet. So your communication skills need to be really top notch here to be able to communicate in writing, which is probably the majority of what you're going to get. To call a cat loss adjuster on the phone, you are not getting them on the phone. I guarantee it. You might get to a call center that will take some notes and messages on the account and add it to the claim, but you're not going to get a hold of a cat loss adjuster. It is set up that way on purpose, by design, because these guys are slammed. They're out there to get the bulk of these claims handled, get people money in their hand, and get out. Okay, so they're not set up to be able to chit chat with you on the phone. So your communication skills via writing and photographing and your estimate or scope writing is imperative here that it be as top notch as possible. Okay. All right, so hopefully I've made that very clear, the different types of adjusters that you're going to deal with on a cat loss, and to realize that we have to deal with them differently than we do the one-off losses, okay? The communication is rarely going to be face-to-face. Pictures are huge. Emails tremendous. It also helps you with your tracking documentation to have those emails in hand, and you know that you and the adjuster will be on the same page if you do that communication really well. All right, so hopefully you found this video valuable. If you did, please comment below. Be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Firehouse Education, so you don't miss out on any new videos that we put up. You'll get them right away. And like I said, be one of the cool kids. Subscribe to the e-newsletter at R&R Mag Online. Go up to the top and click Web Exclusives, and you can be part of the club too and join. So thank you so much for watching the video. If you missed video 1 and 2 in the series, go on back and pick those up and watch them. I think you'll find them very valuable. Next week, we're going to have video 4 in the series to kind of wrap up a conclusion, and it's one you're not going to want to miss. So until then, I will see you on the next video.